Mount Everest. Standing at 8,849 meters, Mount Everest is the highest mountain on Earth above sea level. Located between Nepal and Tibet, it's the most famous mountain in the world. The first successful ascent came in 1953 when Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay reached the summit as a part of a British expedition. Everest is famous for its extreme altitude, with climbers entering the death zone above 8,000 meters, where the human body struggles to survive. A cool fact: Everest is not actually the tallest mountain from base to summit. That title belongs to Mauna Kea when measured from its underwater base. K2. K2 is the second highest mountain in the world, but many climbers consider it the hardest. Located in the Karakoram range, it was first climbed in 1954 by Italian climbers Achille Campagnoni and Lino Lasciardelli. However, the first ascent was surrounded by controversy. Walter Bonatti, a young climber who helped deliver oxygen supplies for the final push, later claimed that he and Pakistani porter Amir Mehdi were abandoned high on the mountain and that parts of the official story were false. The dispute lasted for decades and remains one of mountaineering's biggest controversies. K2 is known as the Savage Mountain because of its steep faces, unpredictable weather, and lack of an easy route to the summit. Its name comes from early surveys, where peaks in the Karakoram were simply labelled with numbers. Kangchenjunga. Located at the Nepal-India border, Kangchenjunga is the third highest mountain in the world and one of the most remote 8,000ers. Its name means the 5 treasures of the high snow, referring to its 5 major peaks. It was first climbed in 1955 by British climbers Joe Brown and George Band. The mountain is considered sacred by local communities, and the first climbers stopped just short of the true summit out of respect. Unlike Everest, Kangchenjunga remains quiet and sees far fewer climbers every year. Lhotse. Located at the Nepal-China border, Lhotse is the 4th highest mountain in the world and Everest's closest neighbor. Its name means South Peak in Tibetan because it sits directly south of Everest and is connected by the South Col. The first ascent was completed in 1956 by Swiss climbers Ernest Ries and Fritz Lutzinger. Lhotse is famous for the Lhotse face, a massive wall of ice over 1,000 meters high that climbers must cross. Although it's close to Everest, it's considered a much more technical climb. Makalu. Makalu is the 5th highest mountain in the world and is famous for its perfect pyramid shape. It was first climbed in 1955 by a French expedition, with Lionel Terray and Jean Cuzy reaching the summit. Makalu is known for its sharp ridges and exposed climbing routes, making it one of the more technically difficult 8,000ers. Unlike Everest, Makalu receives far fewer climbers because of its remote location and challenging terrain. Cho Oyu. Cho Oyu is the 6th highest mountain in the world and is often considered the easiest 8,000er. Its name means turquoise goddess in Tibetan. The first ascent happened in 1954 by an Austrian expedition, including Herbert Tichy, Josef Jochler, and Sherpa Pasang Dawalama. Because of its relatively straightforward route compared to the other 8,000ers, many climbers used Cho Oyu as preparation before attempting Everest. Dhaulagiri I. Dhaulagiri is the 7th highest mountain in the world, with its name meaning the White Mountain in Sanskrit. It was first climbed in 1960 by a Swiss-Austrian expedition. For many years, Dhaulagiri was believed to be the tallest mountain on Earth because early surveys underestimated Everest's height. Today, it is known for dramatic white peaks and extremely remote surroundings. Manaslu. Manaslu is the 8th highest mountain in the world, and its name comes from the Sanskrit word for spirit or intellect. It was first climbed in 1956 by Japanese climber Toshio Imanishi and Sherpa Gyaltsen Norbu. Manaslu has become increasingly popular because it offers a quieter alternative to Everest, while still providing a serious Himalayan challenge. Nanga Parbat. Nanga Parbat means naked mountain, and it's one of the most dangerous mountains on Earth. It was first climbed in 1953 by Austrian climber Hermann Bull, who completed one of the greatest solo climbs in mountaineering history. The mountain is famous for the Ruppelfors, the tallest mountain wall on Earth, rising over 4,500 meters from base. Annapurna I. Annapurna I was the first 8,000er ever climbed. In 1950, French climbers Maurice Herzog and Louis Leschanel reached the summit. Despite being the 10th highest mountain, Annapurna I is considered one of the most dangerous due to its unpredictable weather and high avalanche risk. It has a death rate of 1 in 3. Its name comes from the Hindu goddess of food and nourishment, Annapurna, who is an avatar of Parvati Mata. Gasherbrum I. Gasherbrum I, also called the Hidden Peak, is the 11th highest mountain in the world. It was first climbed in 1958 by an American expedition led by Nicholas Clinch. Its nickname comes from the hidden location deep within the Karakoram, surrounded by some of the most remote mountains on Earth. Broad Peak. Broad Peak gets its name from its huge summit ridge, which stretches for more than a kilometer. It was first climbed in 1957 by an Austrian expedition. Located close to K2, it's part of one of the greatest climbing regions in the world and offers a serious challenge despite being one of the lower 8,000ers. Gasherbrum II. Gasherbrum II is the 13th highest mountain in the world. It was first climbed in 1956 by an Austrian expedition. Although it was considered one of the more accessible 8,000ers, it's still an extremely dangerous climb due to the altitude, cold, and unpredictable weather. Shishapangma. Shishapangma is the lowest of the 14 8,000ers, but it still reaches an incredible 8,027 meters. It was the last 8,000er to be climbed, with the Chinese expedition reaching the summit in 1964. Because it is locked entirely inside of Tibet and was closed to foreign climbers for many years, it remains one of the least explored of the world's highest mountains. Oh yeah, that's everything explained. So please subscribe and like the video.